Welcome to the Transit Life with Mdluli. I am Spur Mdluli, and I just want to quickly show you this Jetour T1, which I saw being sold at Audi Pinetown. Now, Audi Pinetown is an Audi dealership which is located in KwaZulu-Natal. And yes, you heard me correctly. Audi is selling a Jetour. Now, I'm catching a bit of a laugh there because I'm sure you're watching this video and asking yourself, why is Audi selling a Jetour? I don't have much knowledge on why they'll do this, but I'll try explain to the best of my knowledge as possible. So what I'm about to say, I'm speaking under correction, specifically with regards to why Audi would have a Jetour. But from my understanding, these kind of things happen all the time for different reasons. The first reason which comes to my mind is that, for an example, a new client could have wanted to buy an Audi RS3, which was being sold by Audi Pinetown for 1.4 million rands. And the new client could have asked to put this Jetour T1 as part of their deal in order to trade in the vehicle and then pay less for the RS3. So Audi in this example could have evaluated the Jetour and agreed to pay 400,000 rands to the client. And then the client could have used this offer in order to reduce the amount from the Audi RS3 from the 1.4 million rands and then agree to finance the 1 million rands. So those numbers I just gave, now keep in mind it's fictitious examples, but I just wanted to give you more or less my understanding. Why would Audi have this Jetour? But the key thing to take note of here is that this Jetour T1 is not brand new. It is sold under the used car division. Hence, you see Audi used on the number plate. So it's not a brand new Jetour, so to say. It's being sold under the used car division. So most dealerships will have the brand new division and the pre-owned or used division. So in terms of kilometers, this Jetour T1 has traveled 1,265 kilometers. So that is more or less my understanding why I don't have this vehicle. It's a beautiful car. I really like what I saw when I was looking at the car, and I just want to show you what this car comes with because I really feel it's a great car. Let us take a closer look at the car and see what it comes with. From the front, I feel like it has a nice aggressive look, and the black color looks so proper on this Jetour T1. On the grille, you have the big letters reminding you that you're driving a Jetour. You have these box-shaped LED lights. Myself personally, I really love LED lights. So LED lights at night, for me, is a safety thing more than a looks thing. They really are very good when it comes to visibility. So if you buy this car and you're staying in a village where there's a lot of livestock like your goats, your donkeys, you really need to be able to see proper. But outside of that, though, a lot of South African roads have a lot of curves. So if you're driving at night, you definitely want to have LED lights so that you can have proper visibility. But outside of that, I think you guys know yourselves. You're always eating spatlos, takeaways, hardly eat carrots. So I know you guys don't see proper at night. So you need these lights so that you can be able to see proper. But looking at this car from the side, you can see that it has some nice ground clearance, which means that you can do a lot of nice off-roading activities. So in terms of dimensions, the T1 is a bit smaller than the T2. So for those who do not know, Jetour actually released two models for the T series. There's the Jetour T1 and the Jetour T2. So the main difference is that the Jetour T1 is more of a compact, or rather an urban SUV. It's for those people who are driving around in town. And from my observation, I see a lot of people who are working in town, like your doctors. I'm seeing a lot of housewives. I'm seeing a lot of gentlemen driving in this car around town day to day, doing the activities, shopping. So the T1 is more focused on that group, in my opinion. So it's designed for daily driving, for comfort and efficiency. Now that is in terms of petrol. But when you look at the Jetour T2, it is a bigger off-road ready SUV built for the tougher roads with off-road capability. So if you want to take on gravel roads, then definitely you want to be on the Jetour T2 because that's its natural habitat. But the simple way to think about it with regards to the main differences between the Jetour T1 and the Jetour T2 is that the T2 is the one which looks like a Land Rover Defender. So the Jetour T2 looks like this beast. This is the V8 Land Rover Defender, and it is available at Audi Pinetown. I will be reviewing it as well in the near future. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel so that you can see the proper review video when I upload it. Now back to the Jetour T1. It has a 200mm ground clearance, which is 20mm less than the Jetour T2. And the T1 is also slightly shorter than the T2, but the small size really matter. I think I will let the ladies let us know in the comments section if size really matters. But for me personally, even if I have a small one, I don't mind as long as it gets the job done. Now looking at this car from the side, you can see that it comes with a side step because it's quite a high car. And I don't know why, but a lot of South Africans are very short. I don't know what's in the water that we're drinking, but at least, the 2000s, the diet seems like it's allowing them to be tall, so they'll easily climb in and out of this car. But for us born in the 90s, going back down there, it's such a problem, this height thing. So we're really short. So I really feel like if you're a 90s, you really need this side step to get in and out of the car comfortably. So from the side, you can see that this car comes with proper rims. So these here are 19-inch wheels. Looking at this car from the back, I really like how the car has been designed at the back. This Jetour T1 comes with a tow bar, which you can use to tow your trailer, your boat, or caravan and take it down to Kruger National Park. And if you're saving this much money whilst buying such a good car, you don't have an excuse to not own either a trailer, a boat, or a caravan. So the tow bar is necessary. But to wrap up the exterior review of this car, let me address the one thing which maybe some of you might have picked up from the few pictures that I've shown you. So if you haven't picked it up, what I'm talking about, the car is covered in plastic materials. And I want you to know that this is not because Jetour as a manufacturer is being cheap. They're doing this to make the car off-road ready. The plastic material doesn't scratch that much when dealing with mud, stone chips, and all sorts of stuff that will come across when you're driving off-road. So had it not been covered in those plastics, if you try to do a little bit of off-roading, especially in a black color, you won't be happy with the marks which will be left on your car. So this form of material acts as a protection of some sort to a level. So I really like how they thought about the design, and I think it really looks nice in my opinion. Inside, the car has nice features which look and feel very premium. This Jetour T1 comes with an automatic gearbox, and I really like the design of this gear selector. It also has a lot of driving modes which you can choose from using this selector here. Jetour have really outdone themselves on this car, and you can even see it in the small details like this start engine button, which is and feels premium. I really like the design of the steering wheel. It comes with multifunction buttons which you can use to control your radio and cruise control. I also like the orange stitching on the steering wheel. I feel like this is a nice touch from Jetour. The car is contrasted with a touch of orange. You can see that the seats are stitched in orange, which is something which was done to the steering wheel. And I feel like orange and black go well together. Let's take a proper look at the front seats. Like I've just said, I feel like orange and black go well together. I feel like the car would be so boring if it was all black inside. I like how the Jetour logo is also in an orange color. But my favorite thing about the driver's seat is not the color combination, but it is the electronic seat adjustment. There's nothing more annoying like having to jack yourself up and down manually when you want to adjust the seat. Those who are drivers know what I'm talking about, especially when you're driving or the car is in motion. So I like how Jetour has these electronically adjusted seats. It shows that they want to take good care of the person who's paying the installment of the car every month. In fact, you know what? I feel like electronically adjusted seats should be reserved for drivers' car seats only. Passengers must do some manual labor. Can't just be there sitting like a passenger princess and not doing anything. So this is the window control panel, which if you decide to buy this car as a man, you'll be using to open your windows a lot to call baddies. Because who knows, this car might give you a lot of confidence, but I can imagine with such an interior, you'll have a lot of confidence. Just not as much as South African Polo drivers, but you'll have a lot of confidence because this interior is so nice and you'll want anyone who's willing to get into your car to experience it. Jokes aside, I really like the premium design of this control panel. Looking at the back seat, the orange stitching continues to the back seat and you can even see the Jetour logo is in orange. There's a lot of leg room at the back where others can sit comfortably. One feature I like at the back is this aircon ventilation. So if you buy this car as a family, men, just know that if you decide to use this car as a family car, your family will be sitting at the back, will be catered for with the air conditioner. It is not all vehicles which come with this feature. So I personally always get excited when I see when I see a car coming with this, because I know my passengers will also enjoy being my passenger, even though they're sitting at the back. So it comes with 2 charging ports, that is your type A USB and type C USB. The car comes in different designs, and I saw that Audi Pinetown also has it in this green color. But this one in green has a bigger engine and it is a 2-liter engine. But I personally feel like this car looks so much better in the black color. So I don't know yourself what you think about the colors, but myself personally, I prefer the black. The boot, there's a lot of boot space. It has around 574 liters of boot space. I feel like you can fit a lot of bags to travel in and around as you do your road trips with your family. So boot space is really important. Those who do grocery shopping for big family of 4 going up, you know that small boot space is such a problem because you end up having to put your groceries in the seats. So if it's a packed car, now people have to be sitting with plastic. So boot space in here is more than sufficient. The price range starts from around 515,000 rands for the Jetour T1 1.5 Edge, which is a 2-wheel drive model, and then 595,000 rands for the Jetour T1, the 2-liter engine model, which is a 4-wheel drive with more power, producing around 180 kilowatts, and then 635,000 rands for the Jetour T1 2-liter Odyssey, which is an all-wheel drive model. Now, if you decide to finance this specific Jetour T1, the 1.5 Edge from Audi Pinetown through WesBank, which cost 514,899 rands with no deposit over 72 months at the interest rate of 12.5%, you are looking at a monthly installment of approximately 10,293 rands. Now, if you decide to finance the Jetour T1, the 2-liter engine model, which is a 4-wheel drive with more power from Audi through WesBank, which costs around 595,899 rands with no deposit over 72 months at the interest rate of 12.5%, you are looking at a monthly installment of approximately 11,898 rands. Now, let's talk about the fuel economy. The Jetour T1 1.5 Edge has a petrol tank capacity of 70 liters. Now, Jetour claims that the car will use 7.6 liters of petrol per 100 kilometers. And for me, I feel like this is a little on the high side, especially the size of the engine. I expect it to be on the side of efficiency. So I feel like this is a little bit on the high side, because when you look at the size, it's a 1.5 engine, so you expect it to be a bit more fuel efficient. But then even the size, in terms of physically the size of the car, it's a relatively smaller car compared to the T2. And when I look at people working in South Africa, most of them are stuck on traffic. So I know that in real life situations where you might be driving a lot in bumper to bumper traffic, you will use a lot of fuel. Even if you're using this car on eco mode, I think you'll easily do 9 liters per 100 kilometers on this car, which is a lot for me. You can see with the bigger engines, the fuel consumption actually gets worse, with claims of 9 liters of petrol per 100 kilometers. But if you don't really mind the fuel consumption, I would definitely say have a look at the Jetour T1. What I'm hearing from a lot of dealerships is that there's a lot of interest in the car, and that dealerships cannot keep up with the demand. And I believe that there's a lot of interest in the car, because I see this car everywhere I go, and I see this car every day of the week. You know, what is interesting is that this car is being driven by doctors, from professionals, from office work. You know, when I knock off most of the time from work, I see a lot of people going to shopping centers, you know, in suits and ties, looking all formal, driving this car. I also see a lot of school teachers driving it. I even see young people driving this car. So this tells me that this car caters for different buyers. So I want you to understand that this is not a cheap car you just buy because you could not afford other famous brands. This is a cheap car with everything you need in a car without having to stretch your budget. And those who are buying this car understand that very well. Let me know in the comments, which color would you choose if you were to buy the Jetour T1? Myself personally, I'd go for the black with a touch of orange in the interior for some eye candy. Thank you so much if you watched the video up to this far. Don't forget to like and subscribe.